Hiya, it's Bex. So, you may notice that this has a little more done since the last video as well, because I did start a new video and I was recording incorrectly for the SD card, so I lost that footage as well. Like, this is a doomed coloring. Like, no, not really. But what I did kind of understand is that, or at least get a sense of, is that maybe it just the stuff I was talking about, like, I was not in a place to be authentic. Well, I mean, I was being authentic, but I wasn't able to authentically speak on the topic that I was trying to talk about. So I think that maybe the universe or whatever was trying to convey that to me, and like, this is not the content you need to be posting right now. It's not what's speaking to you right now. It's not what you need to be posting right now. So what I have decided is that I am going to continue this coloring, even though I feel like maybe this series should be scrapped, maybe where she isn't as far along as she should be, that I could just print her off again and start fresh. But I'm not going to do that because I believe in transparency. So I am going to continue to color her, and we are going to talk about authenticity and just not even really be scripted or on topic with anything. I may need to pause to collect my thoughts, so that way you're not listening to me be all over the place. But we're just gonna talk today. We're just gonna talk today. So the colors that we're using are as follows. We are using Cream 914, Hot Pink 993, Rose Pink 1018, Sky Blue Light 1086, Light Umber 941, Burnt Ochre 943, Goldenrod I believe is 1034. I could be wrong, but I'll double check it. 10% Cool Gray is 1059. White is 938. And we aren't using these colors because we've already used them. We didn't use that color at all. So these are the colors we're not using. The ones that are facing differently are the ones we're using right now. So we are going to just jump into it. So in the first video I lost pretty much this part, and in the second video I think I lost the cherry blossoms. However, but when I realized there's still a little bit here, so I can at least show you what I was doing. So I was taking the light umber, and see where the lines are, I was avoiding that, and I was just leaving a little bit of white space in each section. And then I was coming in with Goldenrod. No, I was going in with a red ochre on those other sections, and again leaving just a little bit of white space in those as well, where you can. Obviously some are too small to do that. And then I was taking the goldenrod and going over the whole thing to blend it together, so that way it had some variation of color. And that's what we're doing with that. And then for the cherry blossoms, we're taking hot pink and we're just doing the bottom just a little bit, and then we're taking the pink rose and we're filling her in, so that way it has some variation as well. See? And that is what we did for all of that. So very simple. And for the tea, I took the light umber and I colored like the bottom half of it to make it dark, and then I went goldenrod, and I did the same for the tea bags. So very simple. And yeah, so yesterday was kind of a difficult day. I did have some wins. Like I was able to resolve something that was causing me anxiety. I sold my iPad, so I was able to get my micro SD card, so now we won't run out of space anymore. And I actually learned it through trial and error. Apologies. Um, and I had a wonderful conversation with a really good friend of mine, and I had some really good support from some friends. I was having a hard time yesterday, and I actually reached out to friends and I was like, hey, I need a little bit of help today, and they were right there for me because they're just wonderful people. And I wasn't struggling because of any specific issue. I was just autistic and having a day and couldn't quite figure out why. And what I ended up realizing was I was trying to push myself into too many directions. Like there was, like, over the weekend I was supposed to, that's my time to do my chores. Now, one thing about autistic people is we are very much into our routines. And our routines don't necessarily have to be, on this day I do this, and on this day I do that, and I wake up at 6 a.m. and I brush my teeth and I get my coffee, and, like, sometimes that can be it. But other times it can just be like when I get on the bus, I sit here, or when I decide that I'm going to make a coloring video, I set it up this way, and in this order. Like I get the paper, and then I get the phone, and then I get really, like, the routine of what you're doing can be very rigid. So two things is that when things aren't, like, if there's chaos in my apartment, there's chaos in my mind. And so two things was going on there. One was that I had anxiety and chaos in my mind because, first of all, I hadn't been able to do my routine because I had been off because of some other situation that was causing me a little stress, and regarding, like, around my health and stuff like that, not with people, but and also I was thrown off my game completely in doing so. And because of that, something felt wrong and something felt chaotic because things weren't done. And because things weren't done, I couldn't follow my other routines that I do because I was thrown off. Like, there was no way at the end of the night I was going to be able to do my cleaning routine before bed, because usually that's what I do. Like, I'm also ADHD, so I'm a little chaotic, I'm a little messy throughout the day, and then at night before I go to bed I reset everything so that in the morning it is back to how it needs to be for me. And then what else? On top of that, I was really pushing myself, like, oh, I've got to get, content out, I've got to start building this, I've got to get it done. And I wanted to, that was the problem. Like, I really wanted to do the damn thing. So, because I really wanted to do it, I was allowing myself, even though I wasn't in a space to do it. And because of that, I was really, really struggling. Then, of course, I wanted to spend time doing my diamond art, but my table wasn't set up the way that I like it, so I didn't want to do it. I did do it, but it was chaotic for me. It wasn't relaxing. Then dealing with external noises, which of course we all have to deal with, right? Like, we can't live in perfect silence and control our environments all the time. However, I needed to be able to control my environment yesterday. I needed to slow everything down, and I couldn't. So that was stressful. Like, for example, I had to get a delivery, a food delivery, or Walmart delivery, whatever. And because of that, was it a Walmart? No. I sold the iPad. So I went down to give the guy the iPad and all that, and I saw, like, oh, everybody's in the community room. Like, what's going on? What did I miss? And I had overlooked that on the calendar we get with events every month, that there was a tenant meeting, and I panicked because I realized I was about to miss something important. And so without even going to get my stuff and preparing myself for a public, not a public event, a social event with a lot of people, like, I couldn't get my brain to be like, okay, there's going to be people, there's going to be noise, it's going to be loud, it's going to, like, I didn't have the luxury of doing that, which I usually do, like preparing myself for, unknowns as best I can, and preparing myself for, socialization the best I can, and stuff like that, which helps me a lot with social interactions, or even just like if I've got to go to a doctor's appointment or something like that, I can, all right, so this is the door that I have to go into, and this is the people that I'm going to be talking to, and this is what I need to address, and write a list of what I need to talk about to the doctor, and all of that. Like, I have my routine for that, and I couldn't do that routine, so that made me feel off. It felt like I was playing catch up, like, what's going on? I'm having a hard time catching up to speed. I did, though. Like, I did actually surprisingly very well in adapting to that sudden spontaneous change. And then after that, I had to go straight out to Walmart because, well, for two reasons. One, I realized I needed to get out of the house. I needed to just get a change of scenery and try to reset that way a little bit. Like, I thought maybe that would help. And the other being that that I was hopeful that if I went to get the micro SD card at the store, that they would help me get it set up. But they're not allowed to touch electronics that didn't come from, like, even if you, I think, buy from Walmart, I think the only time that they're allowed to touch the phone is when they are initially setting it up. So he couldn't help me. He kind of just, like, gave me a crash course in what to do, and for when I got home. But I also was able to afford a couple other little things that I needed, and that made me feel better, and got a couple of things that just made me happy, like summer is approaching very quickly, like to the fact that it was actually very hot yesterday for me, because I had bundled, like to prepare for it to be windy or whatever. It was only in the high 60s, but to be in the high 60s and sunny while you're sitting there in a sweatshirt and sweatpants and a long sleeve shirt and and a hoodie, that's going over it, like that's like a jacket, a zip up. I had a pullover and a zip up going on. So I was very hot. So I bought a shirt, and then when I was looking for the shirt, I couldn't decide which shirt I wanted more. So I bought 3 shirts. So today I'm wearing one that is Grogu, Baby Yoda, and it says still hungry and use the force. And I like that because, you know, still hungry, you know, like driven. And so I got that. Plus I'm a fan of anything with big ears, so I love Baby Yoda, I love Yoda, I love Stitch, Pikachu, God, you name it, I love it. Kuromi, like, she's cute. All kinds of stuff. So, oh, I gotta answer this. Pause. So, yeah, so that's taken care of. But I love cute things, like Hello Kitty is cute, and so anyway, this shirt made me happy. It felt positive, like a positive message, and one of my big-eared friends that I am very much a fan of. And what else? Oh, I got one that said elevate your mind. And then I got one that had butterflies on it. It said like believe in yourself or something. I can't quite remember. Oh, this is doing the thing again. I gotta pull it away so that it's not right up against the desk. Alright, there we go. So that I'm not shaking the camera. Shake it like a Polaroid picture. But yeah, so that was a positive. That felt really good to just be able to buy a few shirts. And then I went in the bathroom and I changed into one of them immediately because I was so hot. And yeah, I got some sunglasses because it was very sunny and I have a light sensitivity. So I got some sunglasses so that I can prepare for summer. And tried a zero sugar energy drink from Starbucks, like a Starbucks one, like from Starbucks, but not actually like from Walmart too, you know, like it was one of those ones. So did not like, was not good. I was kind of on the fence with it. I was like, I mean, it's alright, but I probably won't buy another one. And, let's see. I'm trying to be precise here around the cup so that we get the shading. And, but yeah, so I think this piece is supposed to be skin, so we are going to use Peach939 and just throw that in there, get that part peachy. And so those were the good things that happened, and I had a wonderful conversation with a friend, and at the end of the day, and I worked on my diamond art, and it's making a lot of progress. I don't know if I've ever showed it to you. Let me show it to you real quick. If I've shown it to you, I apologize, but at least you can see my progress, right? Let's do it. So that's where we're at with that. Isn't that cute? And I'm a Pisces, so I enjoy it because I really do embody the dreamer of being a Pisces. So I enjoy that. Showed it to my therapist. She was like, oh my God, that's so cool. And I'm a Pisces too. So, but yeah, anyway, what was hard about yesterday was just not being able to pinpoint, like, something was wrong, and I knew that, but I couldn't pinpoint what was wrong. And to a certain extent, I still haven't really pinpointed what was wrong, other than to understand that too many things were happening at once, and my brain couldn't process it all in real time, and I wasn't getting enough downtime to process. So I was having a little bit of struggle with that, and I think that's really what it came down to, because it was starting to give me like waves of nausea and anxiety, because I just couldn't I couldn't process things. So it was going too fast. I knew it was going too fast, and my body knew things were going too fast, and so I was getting like the roller coaster vibe, you know, like, ooh. So that happened, and once I was able to talk to a friend, and I was able to get some more cleaning done, and get a full night's sleep, and really think about some of the things that have been bothering me as a person. Well, not bothering me, but wanting to address them, but also not wanting to address them. And knowing, like, Gerard has this thing that he said one time, and I actually have it hanging on my wall. It says, if you misalign with who you are, you get sick. And that's something that I really resonated with. So I try to stay true to myself and my authenticity, and live in my full experience, if that makes sense. And I wasn't doing that because there was something weighing on me. So I did. So I which is that I feel like sometimes, like, I'm a very kind and very loving person. I really am. Like, I'll do anything for anyone, as long as you're appreciative. And, you know, you don't have to be grateful. You know, you don't have to even say thank you to me. Like, I will just do for you. But the second you start acting like I owe it to you, like, then we have some problems. Or, you know, a lot of times, because I am so kind, that people, and because I'm very playful, that people view me as kind of a simpleton and easy to take advantage of. So that was kind of bothering me a little bit. So I spoke on it, you know, like, my kindness is a choice. And once I did that, it was like I cracked the code. Like, I needed to voice this. I needed to make it known that my kindness is a choice. It is a gift, and I choose who I give it to. And, you know, if it's not respected, it's taken away. And you know, it just, like, I don't want to really speak on issues that I have, but I do have this one friend that was in the wrong on something, and I fact-checked him. And I know that really holding him accountable for his actions means that I likely will not hear from him again. And I'm cool with that. That's all right. I've made my peace with that. But by the time I did that, when I did all of those things, when I finally was just like, you know, not letting, I don't know, not letting things go unsaid, not letting there be an elephant in the room. You know what I mean? Once I was able to do that, it felt like a weight was lifted. Like I cracked a code, and I felt so much better. I probably, like, I don't know. Like, I try to do things in a way that is always leading with compassion. But I also want people to understand that I'm honest. Like, I'm not one of these people that's just running around, like, treating everybody like they earned my love. You know? It's a choice. And I think that's something that I really felt strongly that it needed to be said. So I did bring that up. And, you know, I also, while I'm thinking about it, I do want to say real quick that the coloring combination that I'm doing here is my own. But I did see another creator do this hair with similar colors. Like, she did pink and blonde, which is basically what we're doing. But she is, like, if you happen to see that, I don't want to name her, not because I don't want to give her credit, but because I haven't asked permission to name her. So, but yeah, if you happen to go on the socials for Hannah Lynn, and you see something like this, but much more skilled, just know that she is an amazing artist. She's a very kind person, and she's definitely worth watching because her art is amazing. And I just wanted to give her a little bit of credit there because this is not an original idea of mine to do the pink and blonde. I liked it, so I wanted to try to recreate it. And we'll leave it at that, I guess. But yeah, so once I did those things, I started to feel clarity. Like, okay, this was what was on. That was what was laying on me to the point that I had anxiety, that I couldn't get clear. And also having that feeling of overwhelm of I gotta do this, and I gotta do that, and I gotta do something else, and where do I start? Where do I begin? I don't even know how to start to tackle this because my routine is off, and how I usually do things is no longer in play. So, but today I got up and I did my routine as best as I could, and while I was doing my routine, I was like, oh, well, the counter in the bathroom is cluttered, so I will take care of that and then do my morning routine and then take care of it again like I always do. So I was able to do stuff like that, or, you know, when I was feeding the dog, realizing that there were some crumbs from toast the other day on the stove, and I took care of that. And you know, I mean, the apartment is not bad, okay? Like right now it's actually really good except for the floors. I still haven't gotten to the floors. But it is it is getting so much better, and by this weekend I will be able to resume my routine, like of cleaning, like my normal chore checklist. And I also wanted to say that I was thinking about it and what I used to do, how I actually got myself to be in a situation and be in a space to be able to get routines done was I made lists that were kind of permanent. Like, what are the everyday things that I need to get done? Like, I always need to clear the desk. I always need to do the dishes. I always need to do floors on the weekends. So I would make really long lists, like have the bottles been picked up, and put in the bin for recycling. Has the trash been taken out? Has and because I do that, I was able to form a routine to even begin with, and that was pretty cool. So I thought maybe what I might do as part of HCC, and I don't know if I want to just hand it out, which probably I will, but it could also be a Patreon thing that I do. Just try to set up some basic guidelines for cleaning. So if cleaning is a struggle for you, especially if you have attention issues, like I do with ADHD, where you get overwhelmed because you don't know where to start and stuff like that, it might be something that could help. I was also thinking about putting out a little companion video of how I got past, like, I used to be very messy, and I used to be very overwhelmed by that mess, and as a result, I got fortunate and discovered that one of my special interests was organization. It was like real life Tetris, and I enjoy it. So because of that, it fell into place quite easily that I enjoy organizing and cleaning, and cleaning a little less. With cleaning, what I had to do was like, I bought a steam mop that's hot pink, so I like to use it because it's cute, and that makes it easier to do those chores. Cooking, I used to hate cooking. I went out and bought pink pots and pans, and I got the rainbow silverware, and the cooking utensils were pink, and my knife set is like a Ginsu one, but it's purple, and I really made it so that I wanted to use those things because those things were very cute. Like, even my I absolutely love the Drew Barrymore has a appliance set, and I really want more of them. I have a personal blender from it, and I also have an air fryer, but I was able to get like my favorite shade of purple. They come in my favorite shade of purple, and they have a bee on them. Now, if I have a choice, I tend to go by Bex. I introduce myself as Bex, but if people shorten it to B, that's absolutely fine. I like being called B too. And so yeah. Anywho, we are at 33 minutes, and I'm not quite sure how I'm going to go about the rest of this coloring as far as color choices. I think this is going to be green. This, of course, will be a brownish gold. Like, honestly, like, this is the color choice I would have used for this. So we've got to kind of figure that out, like what color I'm going to use for the book pages. And I want to make her teacup look kind of like, I almost want a sepia tone to it, but I'm not quite sure how to obtain that. So I want to play around a little bit off camera with some color combos, and so I think I'm going to end this video for right now. But I will say that if you have moments of overwhelm and whether you're autistic or ADHD or not, that sometimes all it takes is just slowing things down. And when you can slow things down or talk to a really good friend and get some positive reinforcement, you can then be in a space where you can start to unpack your emotion, your like, what am I feeling? Okay, what's going on? What's the connection? And once you can figure those things out, it's easier to identify. And I think that that's a really valuable tool to have for pretty much anyone, right? Like, if things feel chaotic, I think like Brene Brown says that the solution to overwhelm is stillness, aka do nothing. Look at this, Ace of Swords when I cut the deck, which is determination and courage, you guys. Beginning of success, perfect timing. So overcome obstacles. Yeah, very cool, very cool. So I really subscribe to that. Like, when things get very chaotic or overwhelming, the best thing is a little meditation, maybe a bath with some, instrumental music. Take the lyrics out, just, ride on the music, get to yourself. So, like, I will remove the lyrics so that I have mental space for myself. Queen of Wands when I cut it. Wands is, basically magic. So there you go. Alchemist, yeah. That's been my theme lately. Like, I just feel like an alchemist sometimes, because the way I problem solve really feels like magic. It do. I don't know what I'm doing. I was about to deal like I had a real deck of cards, like regular playing cards. So, oop, they didn't flip. I think the cool thing about me is that I am someone, I kind of kicked that out, but we'll see what it is. Distress, the 10 of Cups in reverse, loss of friendship, frustration. Like, didn't we just talk about that? So there's that. Let's see what else we got. But I'm very much someone who's very secure. Like, I very much have done the work to know who I am as a person, and my good qualities, my strengths, and my weaknesses, my flaws and my beauties. And I tend to think that my flaws and beauties are all connected. I think, you can be flawed and be perfect. The song, like, I didn't write out a song today, but if I had chose a song today, I would have chose, I don't know the name of it. It's by AJR. And it says, yes, I'm a mess with an S on my chest, and something, but I like myself like this, Let me see. I'll look up the lyrics in just a second. Let's get that next card. Because I do. I like myself with all of my imperfections. And I think when you can do that, it does reduce anxiety. It doesn't necessarily eliminate it or make it easy to identify why it happens. But knowing yourself and knowing and not seeking external validation and stuff like that definitely can reduce the amount of stress that you feel. I know for me it did. I think that a lot of people have a hard time with stillness, right? You're used to being around a lot of people, used to, why is there no card flipping? Like, come on, universe, talk to us. What's happening? Oh. Let's see what we got. So we got the Knight of Cups, and we got the Three of Wands. So foresight, expansion, advancement, improved status, true effort, and hard work, as well as social offers, suggestions, a new opportunity, new lover. No, just kidding. Narcissism, an attractive offer, and the proposal. So somebody's getting married, I guess. but yeah, so I think I'm with this, I'm gonna go with a new opportunity and a new experience. And because, like I said, we started these videos out one way, and we are going in another direction. We're taking it. We saw a new opportunity and I experienced something different than confidence. So I was like, let's go here, and so I like that. And foresight, hard work, dedication, true effort, dedication, expansion. I think that speaks more to like expanding your mind, having good foresight into what's that relates more to my personal life in a way that I don't want to really express. But yeah, I mean, this is a situation the situation that I'm talking about is that I was working myself too hard and I couldn't process accurately, and that came about. So I think that's cool. I might pull another card, but before I forget, I want to look up that song. Mess. It's called Yes, I'm a Mess. And it is, yes, I'm a mess with an S on my chest. Got stress filling up my head. So I spent last night blowing up my life. Now you won't see me again. Cheers to the front and cheers to the back and cheers to the 2010s. I could hate my guts when the sun comes up, but I like myself like this. I like myself like this. So I just enjoy that. Like, I mean, it doesn't fully apply to me. Like, I didn't blow up my life, but I actually think that I strengthened it. I think that when you're honest with your people, that your people find respect for you. And I don't know, like, I'm an anxious person. Ooh, Queen of Pentacles and the High Priestess. Are we serious? That's cool. Okay, I'm done. I'm happy with that. Hell yeah, I'm happy with that. We'll unpack that in a second. But to continue that thought that, shit, and I just lost it as I was continue that thought. Wait, what was that? So, but yeah, I think that if you are really honest with your people, that that's what I was gonna say. Like, if you are an anxious person, you understand that directness and being honest, even if what somebody has to say to you is a little hurtful, that can really ease your anxiety, because it's like, this person is going to be honest with me even if I don't like it, and so I'm always going to know where I stand with this person, and that can really alleviate anxiety for people. So I think that people respect someone who's willing to say, I have boundaries and my kindness is a gift, so if I'm giving it to you, it means I feel like you're a wonderful person. And yes, I give my kindness freely until you show me that I cannot. You know? So I think people will respect stuff like that, because you're stepping into your power, and you're owning what you believe and what you stand for and your boundaries, right? And by doing so, you're telling people how you want to be treated, right? And that can really strengthen your friendships in the long run. But yeah, so the High Priestess is intrinsic, secretive, enlightenment, look at the inner, understanding emotions, you guys, subconscious, hidden problems, initial memory, mysterious knowledge, and hidden wisdom. So, and I think that that's amazing. It really fits. And then the Queen of Pentacles, remember that she is the queen basically of abundance. So fertility, prosperity, sensuality, hospitality, sharpness, abundance, luxury, responsible, resourceful, safety, creativity, confidence, and nurture. So I enjoy that. And I think what's funny is that I decided that I was going to abandon talking about confidence, but I think the closing statement of this video is stepping into your confidence by being honest with yourself and with others, you know? And when you can, you know, own who you are and be fully proud of that, that's confidence, you know? So I'm going to end this video. I do appreciate you being here. I appreciate your understanding and compassion, not only towards me, but towards others, because I'm sure that you're the type of person that would do that. And I hope that amazing things happen for you. I hope you believe you deserve them. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care.